Hey guys, this is Real Appalachia with Shane.
And Melody.
Did a few interviews years ago and starting to catch back up on those. I've got a couple of them left. So, Betty, we thought we'd do another one.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys are going to love this one. If you do, give us a thumbs up, you know the drill, share, subscribe, all that good.
Roll that beautiful interview into it.
That's right.
My name is Tammy Gibson. I was born and raised in what they call Buchanan Holler. I was born in the old hospital in Welch, West Virginia, and it was called Grace Hospital, which is tore down now. But a lot of the children was born there, or even the one that's in Stevens Clinic now, which is Stevens Prison, I think. Yes, my father was a coal miner for 42 years. He came from a long line of coal miners, and he worked very hard. He worked at Oga Coal Company. And then when he had a major heart attack in the mines, and the doctors made him retire, and he was actually at Caretta at the time. One time, I can remember my dad telling me there was actually 3 theaters in town, and it was a booming little place. And there's some old pictures that are floating around where the old cars are actually on the streets, and the sidewalks was wooden. I mean, it was really nice. I liked back in that time. Yes, it was a Caretta. That was the major company store, and it was like a Walmart today. You bought everything that you needed. And my next to the oldest brother, he worked there before he had went into the Marines, and he was just like a little jack of all trades, pumping gas and doing groceries and stuff like that, and probably helping in the butcher shop and stuff. He worked very hard, and then he went into the Marines. We were poor, and we had beans and potatoes every day, fried potatoes, and a glass of milk. There wasn't drinking pop for dinner, but we were happy. I mean, it was a good home. Dad worked hard, and he provided for us. And there were 7 children. Then my mom and my dad, and we had I had a very good bringing up in that. It was a lot of love, big family. It was nice. I mean, everybody knew everybody. You could go to town, people would talk to you. It's not like it is today, in the cities or whatever. They still are very friendly back home. That would always be my heart. That is always home. But they would just stop and talk to you. They always made time for you. If you had a death in the family, it seems like they really went out of their way to make you feel loved and special. The neighbors would bring groceries in and make sandwiches and make food, and I mean, it was just a really good time. My best friend when I was in the 1st and 2nd grade was a little black boy, and I'll never forget him, and he's an angel today. We played together on the playground at school. His name was Clifford Hankins, and he was just a really sweet little boy, and he drowned it when we were in the 2nd grade in the Tug River there. There was swimming, and there was a whirlpool that pulled him under, and they couldn't get him out. Oh, Christmas is one of my special memories. We would get a treat bag from the company store, and you would get an orange or an apple, and you always got a candy cane because it was Christmas. And that was just a very special time. That's a memory I think I cherish, because back then, when you had such a big family, you couldn't afford all that. And it was just an awesome thing to be able to have that. And then if you got to see Santa Claus, that was a boost. When Dad first started in the mines many years ago, he also started the first aid teams and stuff. And at that time, they did competitions. And I can remember my dad his team had actually won in competitions. And, they really worked together, as a team, and it was just awesome, Of course, my father, I think the world of him. He's been gone 21 years, and, he's still an amazing man to me, I can remember him walking to work when one of his kids were sick in the summertime or something, and I can remember him walking in the wintertime. The snow would be above his knees, and he did not miss a day. He had to go to work, and feed his family and provide for us. Coal is, in our blood, as they say. You really don't want your kids going in that hole, but it's in your blood sometimes, and that's just where you have to be. My 3 brothers have all retired from the mines and stuff, and they have a lot of health problems due to that. My one brother, he has been busted up really bad. His name is Steve. I call him Bubby, and his wrist is really messed up. He's got a steel plate here. He can't bend or anything with his wrist. He's had his foot pinned, his back. I mean, he's really has some bad things. And then my other brother, they also all have the black lung and the silicosis, and it goes along with that, and the bad knees where they would have to duck walk or whatever in there.
Do you think coal's been a good thing or bad thing for the area?
I think it's a good thing. I do. I think it's a good thing. It gives lots of jobs. It helps lots of families. It has its, pros and cons. There's a huge difference now down home where the coal mine business has gone down. The people are out of work. There's so many people that had to leave the area. And younger people, they've had to leave the area in order to get jobs and stuff. It's sad because it was so beautiful down home. People really took pride in what they had. I can remember a little girl, the rambling roses I told you earlier. Before you even came in the holler, you could smell them on the highway, and they were just absolutely amazing. I mean, they would just encape like an arch, and it was just absolutely beautiful. But the coal trucks going up through there now has torn them down, but the men have to work, and they have opened the mines up in the holler there. So the men have to work, and but it was amazing then.
What's your biggest memory when you think about being there? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about back home?
Love, security. Back home, you knew when you went somewhere, you're always going to know somebody. There was always someone around that you could help, or they could help you. They wouldn't care to stop. They knew you. And sometimes if they didn't know you, people would stop and help one another. They were big-hearted back home, and they care for one another. They care for what goes on in their community. It's very different now. Sometimes I could think of it as a ghost town. They've tried, opening up different little places down there. They have, the grocery store still in town. They have the diner in town, the taxi, big town. We've got a car wash, and all that. And it's just different. I can remember, the booming place, many different stores there. You could walk in and shop and all that. And people died off, and their families had to move on because there wasn't nothing there anymore.
What do you think it'll be like over there 50 years from now, the future?
Oh, that scares me. That frightens me. I worry about the young people. I hope there's jobs, for the families, and I like to see coal pick back up. I really would. I mean, it's in your blood. I don't care where you live. It seems like it's always in your blood. I went down 52 the other day, and I've been down that way several times this summer, and I've noticed they're starting to pick up the pride back in that area. I see people with, they were at homes that there wasn't one living in them, and they were actually cutting the grass and picking up, and I think it was down in Bramwell, down in that way, and it made me feel good, that they're starting to take pride back again. I mean, it was something you was proud of. You worked hard under that ground, and the men worked hard, and some ladies did. I mean, there were some women in there. I can't forget those either, because I knew a couple of them, and they had to support their family, and that's the only way they knew. It was in their blood, and they went to work in the coal mines.
People can't understand this. They can't reconcile it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. But you were saying that your brothers had all these injuries,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still pro-coal.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
It's just part of our life. You know, that's how you were raised, and you knew it was just a part of you. And he knew he had to support his family, and they had roots there, you know, secure, and they were safe. And times down there when I was there growing up, I can remember the first time we went on vacation. We didn't lock our doors. You didn't lock your door. You didn't have to lock your door. People didn't come in and take stuff that didn't belong to them. I mean, there was certain little things that went on, you know, here and there, but I mean, we just knew we were, you know, it was safe. It was safe, and we took pride in living there, and the people around us, you know, they knew that we were fine. You know, you didn't lock your door. It just, you had that security. Nowadays, you lock your doors.
What about when there were layoffs and that kind of stuff? People moved out of town. Was that pretty hurtful? Or?
Yeah, that was sad. You lost a lot of people. A lot of families went different ways and things like that. That was sad. And, you know, as a mother, if my daughter, she was moving to Ohio recently, and, you know, it broke my heart. I can only imagine back then where families were really closer, you know, and they stayed together, that how they would have felt. I know it was totally, really broke some hearts, you know. But, you know, they had to take care of their family.
Was your dad or brothers or anybody involved in any of the strikes that went
on? Yes. My one brother I told you about, Bubby, he was in a strike, and it was hard. He had 2 little girls and he had a wife, and thank God they managed, you know. He provided for them and everything, and he would get out here and work, and they would do gardens and stuff, and so we had that, and that's what kept everything going. I just wish, you know, the people would get back in and realize that the coal is what really works for America. I mean, the men work hard. They work in dog holes, they call them. They come out and they are so tired, bless their hearts, but they're doing it, you know, to raise their kids in a decent way, and to raise their families, to put food on their tables, a roof over their heads. And I just wish, you know, these bigger plants would see, you know, it's not all gas, and it's not all they put into it. That coal is going to come back. We're hoping and praying that coal will come back.
All right, we hope you enjoyed that. I always like hearing from folks who grew up in coal camps. You know?
Yes, absolutely. It's a different way of life than what we're all used to now, so it's a good perspective to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah, so again, we hope that you guys like this video. If you did, give us the thumbs up, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so for more beautiful interview footage.
Yes, we will. See you down the road.